Hey YouTube fragrance family, welcome and thank you for tuning in to my top 20 designer fragrances for summer 2016. Now the huge thing in this list this year is I have a new number one. Now if you're a Robes 08 subscriber since the start, I've had the same number one since the start of my YouTube fragrance channel for this list. That was Issey Miyake Summer 2009. It's still in the list. Yes, it's still in rotation. I can't ignore that fragrance. It is an excellent fragrance, one of the best in the game for summer. I prefer it over the original Issey Miyake L'Odyssée, which is a top seller across the world. I prefer the 09 summer version, which I'm kind of off the cuff here. Either way, so I have a new number one this year. I'm excited to share it with you. It is readily available, not like Issey Miyake Summer 2009, so you guys can find it online, and it is for rather cheap. It's under $100. So let's get into the list. Now, for summer in the past years, I've always been one to try to go a little more unique with my summer scents. You know, try to emphasize mint, fig. Notes that are a little more different than your run-of-the-mill grapefruit scent or your run-of-the-mill citrus scent. This is usually what people wear. I try to be a little off the beaten path. This year, the theme of this year was just throw it on it and go. Summer scents is really easy to just throw it on and go just because they're not overly complicated. They're pretty much, all of these can be signature scent worthy. A lot of these obviously are really meant for summer, but some of these I can wear all the time. Signature scent worthy, dress it up, dress it down. You're gonna see that's the theme of this top 20 designer list for summer 2016. Let's go, let's start at number 20. Let's sniff out number 20 first. I like to remind myself what I'm smelling, and this is from the house of Cartier. This is probably the most important Cartier release in my world. It is Cartier's Roadster. I love Cartier's Roadster more in the spring just because it's got some thickness to it, but in the summer it still has its place. Let's put this thing right here. So in my personal opinion, one of the best releases from the house of Cartier, my most talked about Cartier scent on my channel, bar none, for good reason. The mint is the star of the show in Roadster. Really kind of gives you that uplifting breath of fresh air that you try to get in your summer fragrances. This one does it. Truly a unique note in our fragrance game. The note of mint really isn't utilized that much, just because it's a fleeting note. It's a note that is very hard to contain in a fragrance. Cartier did an excellent job surrounding the green note of mint with other green notes to keep the green theme alive in this fragrance. However, once it dries down, it gets a little thicker because of patchouli, obviously, and the use of vetiver in this fragrance. So it is very much green all the way through. It is a unique and daring scent in the designer game, to be quite honest with you. Not everybody's going to like this scent. It is for specific types of people. For me, I love it. It's just you got to be careful with the thickness in the scent. That's why it's more of a spring darling for me, always almost close to being a top scent for spring for me. Then it just dies down a little bit once the summer, especially when it's hot and humid out. This scent really doesn't work with humidity very well. It has some thickness to it. At number 19, guys, I'm going to go old school. Yep. This fragrance, you haven't seen this in my top 20 in years. Davidoff's Cool Water. Yeah, I'm going back to basics, boys. Cool Water, there's not much to say here. This is a classic. Everybody's owned it. Everybody's smelt it. My only question is, when was the last time it was actually talked about on the Robes 08 channel? It's been a while. What do I have to say about Cool Water this year? Really is a scent that is easy to throw on. It's cheap to purchase. It's signature scent worthy. It's such a classic scent in the game. This year, I just gravitated towards it. You know, some years it collects dust. I'll be quite honest with you. It doesn't even sniff a top 20 list for me, and it's been a few years like that. I truly enjoyed actually wearing Cool Water this year. And this is for the teenagers out there that do watch my videos. If you're looking for something that's just easy to wear, throw on, you don't have to break the bank as a teenager. A Cool Water is a great starter fragrance. I started with Swiss Army. this is a step up from Swiss Army, in my personal opinion. Again, both compliment getters, to be quite honest, but Cool Water, a staple in anybody's collection. If you're a collector and you don't own Cool Water, I don't know who you are. Number 19. Now, number 18, we're going to go a little off the cuff, not the top seller across the world like Cool Water. This is from the House of Cartier again. Oui, c'est des oranges. Orange-based fragrance, Cartier's Eau de Cartier Essence d'Orange. This bottle is huge. Look at this thing. This is such a... I got this for like 50 bucks. This is 200 mils. I got tons of this juice still available. I believe it was number 19 last year, so it's not a stranger to this list. It's always at the back end of this list every single year. The major notes in this fragrance, obviously orange, violet leaf. Violet leaf always gives like a watery aspect to certain fragrances. Really a great note, to be quite honest, and it does it in here. It's got some woody backbone. It's got, I believe, cedar in the note breakdown. The cedar's very mute. Well, not mute. You couldn't smell it. It's very soft in this fragrance. It does give a little bit of a woody backbone. It's very light. It's very uplifting. Easy to throw on for daily use. I usually wear this during the day. This is great for office use. That's what usually I wear it for, is for in the office. Really light, inoffensive, and easy to just splash on. I could probably just put this on my desk and put it on every 2 to 3 hours, because longevity is not so great with this one, but it is that kind of fragrance. That's why they have 200 mils of this stuff. They want you to keep throwing it on. At number 18, always a steady top 20 fragrance for me, Eau de Cartier Essence d'Orange. And I'm not a huge orange fan, as you guys know. Talking about oranges, hey, not a big orange fan, Mark, but you got two back-to-back here. Orange Zest from Mugler. This thing has taken my channel by storm. It really is doing well in obviously my spring list this year and my summer list. I really enjoyed wearing Ultra Zest. It's probably one of my best top new releases on my list as far as designers go for the warm weather. It lost a little bit of steam in the summer. As you can see, it did a lot better in my spring list. It lost a little bit of steam in the summer just because I haven't worn it that much this summer. It was much better in the spring, to be quite honest, as a scent than summer. Hence, obviously, the rating in this list. It is a very solid and impressive scent from Mugler. It actually took the top spot from Mugler Cologne as one of my best worn scents from the House of Mugler in the warm weather, which is a huge feat on its own. Mugler Cologne is straight up an amazing scent for the summer, but Ultra Zest kind of took its spot here at number 7. Now, rolling along at number 16, we have a mall scent. A grassy mall scent. Oh man, I've never smelt grass quite like this. So simple, straightforward, from the House of Gap. Yep, I said it. Obviously my favorite Gap scent ever. Doesn't even freaking come close. Gap Grass is just a simple, straightforward, grassy scent. I've never smelt a grassy scent like this. That includes 212 Men. There's no designer. There is no niche fragrance that can evoke the scent of fresh cut grass like Gap Grass. I'm not joking. It's fantastic. I think I spent like $10 on this. I don't remember the price, but it was so cheap on eBay. I don't know who put me onto this. I think I was reading something online. I think I was in like a women's section in Base Notes or something, and they were talking about this scent. And I'm so happy I purchased it when I did. There's a reason why it keeps making this list year after year. I love the smell of fresh cut green grass. A lot of people are going to say, well, I don't want to smell like that. Well, I do sometimes. I just wear it. It's so fresh. It's uplifting. It's easy to wear. I wear it for like barbecues. You're going out golfing, whatever you want to do. This stuff is great. At number 16. 15. Let's go a little more refined from the House Hermes. Jean-Claude Elena, where are you? There you are. Eau de Pamplemousse Rose, a grapefruit, pink grapefruit scent from Jean-Claude Elena. What can go wrong when you're putting grapefruit and Elena together? There isn't. This has that pink grapefruit note in it that is just bang on. It is a step above of any other grapefruit that you smelt in the designer game. It really is fresh, easy to wear, easy to throw on. It's amazing during hot and humid weather. It really doesn't last too much on your skin. However, it is just a perfect summer scent. It's one of those that I just love just throwing on. You don't have to think about it. Grapefruit is so easy to wear. It's so inoffensive that it's such a great scent. So at number 15, Jean-Claude Helena makes the list again with Eau de Pamplemousse Rose. Let's go to number 14, talking about some pamplemousse. Ah, oui. Pamplemousse is okay in this one. Aqua Fahrenheit. Now Fahrenheit, talking about grapefruit, well, this one has a nice punch of it in the start of this fragrance. Now Fahrenheit as a fragrance, I'm talking about the original lineup, the original Fahrenheit, and the rest of the lineup, really, well, mostly talking about the original, is really not known. It's really known for a beast of a fragrance that you can wear it during, obviously the cool weather. It's not really known for the warm weather as far as reviews going online, but the original Fahrenheit is great to wear, obviously, in the summer. I love it. This has a nice touch to it to kind of give it more of an uplifting sound or smell to it. Really great stuff, Fahrenheit Aqua. The grapefruit in this, obviously not the same as the one in Hermes. Hermes is way better. But this one, as far as the Fahrenheit DNA with a grapefruit top, really works really well. What a great scent, Fahrenheit Aqua. If you can get your nose on this, I believe Fahrenheit Cologne has replaced this one. So get your mitts on this one before it's all gone. Now number 13, from Armani. God, I feel like going a step back with these. I got Cool Water first. Now I got ADG in my list. Yes, the frosted bottle that everybody's seen before. ADG, same as Cool Water above it. It kind of hit a comeback with me this year. It's so classic. It's so easy to wear. That this summer is one of those summers that I was just like, who cares about being a little more daring or utilizing kind of different notes and with different fragrances. I just felt like this year was the year to just go back to the classics. They're classic for a reason. ADG kills it in the summer. It really does. It's just the reason why it's one of the best sellers in the game for so long. It's timeless in my opinion. For someone like me, I can go a couple years without wearing ADG once. It can collect dust for a while, but this year with Cool Water and ADG, it just clicked with me this year. So this year is the year that ADG just clicked with me. I wore quite a bit of it. As you can see, it's in the top list. This and its little brother, ESSENZA, that is coming soon in this list. Now, number 12, let's go back to Hermes. Let's go back to Monsieur Helena. Helena, his body of work is just simply outstanding. The reason why he's number one on my list, I'm huge into the thicker, darker fragrances, and it's funny that Helena is my number one parfumier just because he hasn't done that much of those. He's more into these kind of fragrances. This one right here, Un Jardin sur le Toit. Now, Un Jardin sur le Toit is quietly gaining some steam with me on my channel and with me personally. I would classify it as my number 2 behind Jardin sur le Nil as my second favorite Jardin based fragrance. Helena truly killed this Jardin line, and I'm really surprised with the lack of love or press that this Jardin line has really not garnered online. I really am surprised. They really are excellent blended juices. Jardin sur le Toit has some great notes in it, very uplifting. It's got some fruity notes in there. I believe there's some apples, some florals in here. Really an excellent blended scent, very authentic. Really, these fragrances have some great longevity, projection. Some of these have even beast mode projection that you have to be careful with the sprayer. They seem very light on your skin, but people can smell you with these Jardin lines. So keep an eye out. If you ever see this Jardin line, go check it out. Very underrated from the house of Hermes. I really, really love this line. Jardin sur le Toit is a good one. Now let's take a look at numero 11. At number 11, we have beautiful scent from the house of Marc Jacobs. My favorite from Marc Jacobs, to be quite honest with you, Marc Jacobs, man. This fragrance right here Really is great for the spring and summer. Really talking about criminally underrated fragrances is the brand of Marc Jacobs first and foremost. Secondly, this fragrance right here. Usually a top scent for me in my top 10. It kind of squeaked out of the top 10 this year at number 11. It is a great fig scent. I love fig just because it's daring, but it's very uplifting, very much a watery aspect to it. The fig in this, fig notes sometimes kind of evoke a scent of coconut. In Marc Jacobs, man, it does. It kind of gives you that coconut vibe. So it kind of enhances a tropical vibe to this fragrance, which is a huge bonus in the summer. It really invokes that. Heavy florals in this fragrance, in mostly the dry down. So be careful if you're that kind of guy that really doesn't like florals in their fragrances. But if you're looking for a coconut fig-like scent with some florals back in it, the blend's outstanding, really well composed by the house of Marc Jacobs. At number 11, Marc Jacobs. Man, now top 10, let's take a look at them. Let's go back to Armani. Armani's doing well this year. This is obviously the little brother of EDG. This is ESSENZA. Now, ESSENZA is fairly new to my collection. I've had it since its release, and it's slowly creeping up in my top 20s, very slowly. I really think this is, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first time it has hit one of my top 10s. So this one, this is a great summer scent. Don't get me wrong, it's just like its big brother EDG. It is signature scent worthy. It just has some depth to it, but it also has a very summery feel to the fragrance. It takes quite a bit from its big brother. I think they did really well by making almost like a more modern fragrance with ESSENZA, and I really like what the concept they brought up with ESSENZA. Really a great scent. At number 10, EDG ESSENZA. At number 9, yeah, we're gonna go back to the 90s because you know what? I got EDG, I got Cool Water. Let's bring out the whole band. Oh, this one. This one always puts a smile on my face just because it's Badow! Le Male, baby. Le Male. When was the last time this was on a list? I'm putting it right here so you guys can clearly see it that it's in my top 20. Le Male. Hey, if I felt like going back to the old days, you gotta go back to Le Male. Le Male is, what can I say about Le Marc? It's a fragrance that I've come to love. It was my signature scent for so many years. It's not only great for winter, fall, spring, just because that lavender and mint is in this fragrance, and they're heavy notes in this fragrance that influence the whole composition of Le Male. Lavender is great for spring, but not only that, but for summer too. Mint, obviously great for summer too. Yes, there's some heavy vanilla in this fragrance, so you want to be careful with hot, humid days, but even then, be light on the trigger and you're good to go. Le Male is highly versatile, and that's something that some people kind of forget. They just think clubbing, winter, winter, winter. No, I can wear this in the summer easily. This could actually be a number 1 on anybody's list for summer, and I wouldn't bat an eye. I'd be like, yep, Le Male is that great. At number 9, let's move on at number 8. This is from the house of Christian Dior. Oh yeah, it is a vintage juice. Unfortunately, the current edition that's in stores does not smell like this anymore, but I have to talk about it just because it is something that I absolutely love, and this is Dior Homme Sport. Dior Homme Sport, not Sport. It's such a solid scent in my opinion. It's been clearly in my top 10 for summer for years and years. It is one of the better sports scents out there. It really doesn't feel sporty at all. It really is one of those that you can dress up. I really love the ginger in this fragrance. The citruses do well, but the ginger is the king in DHS. What a scent, what an outstanding scent. To complete obviously the Dior Homme line. The sport version is usually the weakest link in all these lineups. If you have a sport version of any of these fragrances, it's usually the weakest link in the whole lineups. Dior Homme Sport is really a outstanding piece of perfumery. I can't even say any more. At number 8. At number 7, Talking about outstanding juice from the house of Versace. Yes. Talking about signature scent worthy. Talking about easy to wear. Versace Pour Homme 2008. Yes, one of my favorites from Versace. It all started with Versace Dreamer for me. I was in love with Versace Dreamer when I first was on YouTube. I was boasting about Dreamer, but this is the steady earner from the house of Versace. This is the one that year after year constantly stayed in my rotation, and that is longevity, baby. That's what you're looking for in your scents, that they grow with you. Dreamer, I've kind of felt like a dream, man. It just, after a while, it just fizzled out. Not that it's not a great scent, because I do go back to it and it does blow my socks off. And then sometimes I just got to put it away. It's a polarizing scent. This fragrance is easy to wear. Splash on. Don't think about it. You can dress it up, dress it down. Really an easy fragrance to wear. Versace Pour Homme, really, the bottle itself is sexy as hell. So on the bottle itself, it's got to be top 10. At number 7, Versace. Now we're getting into the big boy juice. I hope you got your big boy pants on, because this 6 is my rotation. These are heavy in rotation during this summer. Some of these are no stranger to this rotation. It's the Miyake Summer 2009, always in the rotation. But at number 6, let's start it off with a fragrance, a brand that you wouldn't really expect in this top 6, the brand of Sean John. Yeah. Well, this one is Unforgivable. Multi-platinum. Now, the most important part of this is multi-platinum. You don't want to go with the regular black bottle. Come on, now multi-platinum. There's a reason why I name multi-platinum and not just the original Unforgivable. First and foremost, some people compare the original Unforgivable to Millésime Impérial. Well, not really. Multi-platinum is where it's at, folks. If you're looking for a replacement of MI for a cheaper rate, oh wait, no, this has been discontinued by Sean John, their best scent. Yeah, unfortunately. So yeah, the multi-platinum smells alike from MI. I'll tell you right now, it does. They're very close. Now the original Unforgivable, not so much. So this one was axed by Sean John. That's really shitty, because it really was a great scent. MI is one of my favorites for summer. It's a signature scent worthy fragrance. It is my wedding day scent that I wore back in Aruba when I got married. MI has a special place in my heart, but this one is very close to it. I wish they sold it still for a retail price of $75. I would purchase it again. It has a more of a sparkling appeal, this fragrance, than the MI from Creed. So if you can find this online, that's the only place you're going to find this, or some discounter may have it, for under $100. You love MI, you want something the same, don't go Unforgivable, don't go black bottle. No, that's your first mistake. This is what you want. It's going to be hard to find, and it's going to be pricey. However, for me, this list is about me. This is my top 20, my personal taste. And this one is really in the rotation for me. I love it. At number 6. Moving on, Hermes again. Hermes. Elena, what are you doing to me? Ah, beautiful. Voyage. Voyage is an excellent scent. It's a under the radar fragrance. When it was released, there was not much press. So easy to wear. Dress up, dress down, signature scent worthy, yes. Don't think about it, just spray it. It's one of those type of fragrances. Voyage has been an underdog in the Hermes whole lineup for a long while now, and I'm also to blame, because personally for me, it just didn't get that much play for me. When it first got released, I really enjoyed it, and then it started collecting dust. But recently, it has been getting higher marks for me. I love it. It is top 5 worthy. It is overshadowed by so many great Hermes fragrances, but don't do what I did. Go check this out. Sniff it out at number 5, Voyage. Number 4, from the house of GUERLAIN. Now, GUERLAIN has 2 in this top 4. They did very well. This one, Mojito in a Bottle, GUERLAIN I love it. I own pretty much the whole lineup of GUERLAIN I love this line. It got really bad reviews online, but I don't care about that. This fragrance, obviously Mojito in a Bottle, it really is a little different than your run-of-the-mill citrus or aquatic fragrance. It really is a little different. It is a mainstay in my top 10 for spring, to be quite honest. It's always staying in that spot. You can dress this up, dress it down, a suit or cargo shorts. It's flip-flops. You can do that. High quality. It's unique for summer and is well deserved at number 4. At number 3, it is a fragrance that it's from a house that really isn't talked about much on YouTube. Kenzo. Kenzo is a house that I absolutely love. They very much are a brand that really doesn't market their scents as they should. This is Kenzo Power Cologne. Now this is probably one of the cheapest fragrances on this whole lineup. As far as if you had to go online and purchase this and probably Cool Water is pretty cheap, but this would be the cheapest one, 25, 30 bucks maybe. This is such a gorgeous scent. Really underrated stuff. Easy to wear. Splash on. It obviously is based on Kenzo Power. You gotta love Kenzo Power to like this. If you own Kenzo Power and you ask me, is it worth 30 bucks for me to get this, Mark? Yes, it is. If you love Kenzo Power, you're gonna love what the cologne does. Go get it. It's worth every penny for 25 to 30 bucks online. Even more than that. It's worth more than that. So Kenzo Power Cologne at number 3, well deserved. One of my favorites for summer. And at number 2, my old number 1. This is such a great scent. Issey Miyake Summer 2009. 5 years running, buddy. You did a great job. Proof's in the pudding. I've worn quite a bit of you. What can I say? This is a fragrance that I highly respect. I'm against the grain. Everybody loves L'Odyssée, the original, the bestseller in the Issey Miyake house for men. Summer 09 and me, well, you know, ever since I did that first video on it, it was one of my first 5 videos on YouTube. I did a review on this thing and I loved it. My most worn, my most reliable summer scent for me. It's easy to wear. It's pleasant for others. It's great for me. It's got authentic quality to me. That opening is absolutely gorgeous. It is the star of the show, and it sits on that classic Issey Miyake bed of dry down. It really is a great scent. It's one of the better blends that's ever been done for summer. It was hard to move it out of that number 1 spot, but I've been reaching for this particular scent at number 1 more than this, which is, you know, time to crown the new king. It just is time. And no, my number 1 is not discontinued, so you guys are going to be happy about that. So let's move on. I love you, buddy, but let's move on. Now, number 1, introducing. My new number 1, get over here. You guys want to hear what my number 1 is, eh? Who dethroned Issey? Ooh. That's why you dethroned it. Oh, such a simple scent. When you're going to see this bottle, you're going to laugh at me because it's such a simple scent. From the house of GUERLAIN, this is Pamplemousse. Pamplemousse, yes. If you're looking online, the bottle may not look like, well, it'll look like my bottle, but I believe they don't have this string anymore, and I think they have a sticker up front. So don't be worried about that. Now, Pamplemousse, let me explain why it's number 1. It is the best grapefruit-based scent in the world, in my opinion, that I've smelt, ever. So many designer scents, and you go through your designer scents and you'll see they start with grapefruit. Grapefruit is an overall pleasing note. It really is inoffensive, easy to start off fresh as a fragrance. It really is one of the most utilized notes in this modern perfumery era in the men's game for sport fragrances and fresh fragrances. You'll see grapefruit as a use. So digressing to that, Pamplemousse takes the note of grapefruit to a whole other level. You are going to get everything. Authenticity of the grapefruit in Guerlain, and then Guerlain is known for their notes being so authentic. It really is a 10 out of 10 as far as authenticity goes. You put a grapefruit, blindfold me, put a grapefruit in front of my nose, I'll say grapefruit. You take Pamplemousse, you spray it on a piece of paper and you put it in front of me, I'll still say grapefruit. You're not going to do that with fragrances. Like you put this, you're going to get a whole different grapefruit. Even this is a great grapefruit. This is a great grapefruit. It still doesn't hold a candle to my number one. So in closing, this fragrance is absolutely gorgeous. Now it's very simple. It's just grapefruit based scent. That's all it is. This AQUA Liguria line is just basically very straight up simple scents. And this is obviously the grapefruit one. They have a whole lineup of this, but cheap to get, under $100 online, I think 75 give or take how much it would be. As far as a niche counterpart to this, I haven't smelt anything in the niche game as far as grapefruit goes, straight up grapefruit, not even close. I've never smelt a grapefruit scent, and I've smelt a few in the niche brands that are, $200, $300, $400 plus. They haven't even come close to this. So if you're a grapefruit fan and you are a Robes 08 kind of nose, and you have the same taste as me, take it as this is it, boys and girls. I love this one at number one. Thank you for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully, what do you guys think? You see Miyake's gone now as number one. What do you think about my new number one? Put that in the comments below. What do you think of my list? What do you guys have been rocking for summer? I know I've been a little late as far as these top 20s go, but keep it tuned in. Top 20 niche summer is coming up after this, and then I am caught up and we're going to start hitting up fall. So thank you for the support. Have a good one.